I have a lot of clients who suffer from low back stiffness and or pain, and I'm going to show you a few exercises, stretches that are awesome to help alleviate that pain. So coming down onto your back, you can do some of these in bed. So first thing when you get up in the morning, feel free to just, get rid of your covers and hang out in your bed, or you can get down onto the floor. Very simple. One leg is out long, hug a knee in towards the chest. And what you'll find here is you might be able to find some imbalances. You'll find, okay, this one doesn't bother me at all, but if I go to the other side and pull the knee in, you might say, you know what, I feel a little pull in the back. And what we're trying to do here is just take inventory, take stock of what you're feeling in the body. From there, we have a stretch where you can take your feet as wide as the mat. So they're a little bit wider than your knees, a little bit wider than hip distance. And you drop the knees to the right. If this feels fine here, then you can progress and take your right foot on top of the left thigh. And you'll see that gravity just kind of pulls those knees down towards the floor. Don't force it, and if your left knee starts to bother you at all, take that right foot back down onto the floor. And progress to this as you can. Then you have another progression of reaching the arms overhead. I like to release the index fingers, it just gives me a little bit more pull. And then I squeeze my left glute just barely. And this really opens up right through here. And I can feel that deep into my psoas, which is a deep muscle that connects the thigh bone to the spine. So you can just visualize that this is getting a nice stretch right down here. I also feel a little bit of stretch in my low back. And then we release the arms down. You'll relax the glutes. You'll set the right foot on the floor. Take the knees to the ceiling, regroup, and then let your knees drop over to the left. This side is a little bit tighter for me. I can already tell that my right knee does not want to go all the way down to the floor. Perfectly fine, I'm not going to force it. Left foot can come on top of that right thigh, and it helps guide it down a little bit, but it's still not going to touch completely down because this is my imbalance. This is an area that I need to work on stretching just a little bit more. Again, I can rearrange, and I just moved, I don't know if you saw me walk my right foot back a little bit, and that gave me a little bit more connection to the ground. Today, this might be all I wanted to do, but I could still reach the arms overhead and index fingers stretch and reach. This is almost too much of a stretch for me today, but I did want to demonstrate it over here because I can feel a lot more discomfort in the right side of my low back for this. So I would typically just keep my hands here. And then I don't even need to squeeze that right glute, but that's another option, is to squeeze the right glute, reach the arms overhead, and then when you're ready to come out of that, you bring your arms down, you release the foot, you bring the knees back to center, and then just kind of shake it out. I like to hug the knees in and just massage the low back. I do half circles. A lot of people like to do full circles, but I just do a little half circle. And then lastly, right ankle on the left thigh for a figure four stretch. And with this figure four stretch, drop the knee to the floor, and then drop the other knee to the floor. And so you're just rolling across the sacrum, unloading the low back. Do that a few times each side, and each one, you're probably gonna feel a little bit smoother or a little bit stretchier. Just trying to get the little sticky parts unstuck. And then come back to the center. Typically what happens with this stretch is people will thread the needle and grab onto their thigh. A little bit different variation. Cross the leg all the way over. Take your right hand behind your right thigh, your left hand behind your left thigh, and then pull those knees straight in towards the midline. That is going to get that right glute quite a bit, but it also allows you space for those thighs to go somewhere, and if your hips are really tight, then this is a better option than that figure four stretch to be able to stay centered. And release. Same thing on the other side. Left knee drops down, and then the right knee drops down. And you're just rolling back and forth. My foot stays on the floor because I want to be connected, that closed kinetic chain, so that it's more of a stretch and it's not an exercise. And then coming back to the center, closing that out, hugging those in, and yes, the two sides feel different. because we're not symmetrical. And nice deep breath in. And a long breath out. Release from there. Rock yourself up. And those 3 stretches should really help you unload your low back and should give you some pain relief. And again, if you liked this or if you found this to be helpful, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube, which is Pilates, the number 4, Virginia Beach, and like us. Thank you so much.